Hello, I'm Carrie Lou, and I was the lead author on the study that we'll be discussing today. That study was focused on literacy in the deaf community. I am deaf. I grew up in the deaf community and I went to the deaf school. And I know that a lot of people have deaf people have a variety of skills in English proficiency, especially I could see it in the deaf community. When I was reading, I would notice that the same problems kept arising. We all know that young adults now are graduating from high school and going to college. But these deaf young adults, when they go to college, they never receive that higher education degree. They go to work with the hearing kids, but they don't earn as much money. They earn less money. And, it's the same for adults. The same problems keep arising. And I looked at it and I wondered why. And is it because their English just isn't very good? As a deaf person, I was questioning that and wondering why. I also know that many deaf people in the community would also ask the same question: is it really that important that my English skills be as good as others? Now, it's important for us to explain what exactly we're talking about before we get farther. English literacy is tested by the school. It's set up by their standard measure of English. Hearing kids and deaf kids are not on the same level. Deaf kids are a little bit lower. What does literacy mean? People tend to think that literacy is about English grammar, testing it in the school, and the school hoping that literacy is only seen in this little confined little space of it's English grammar. But really, English literacy is so much more than that. It's how they understand that English works. But it really covers a lot of things. Numbers, all sorts of different things, not just English words and grammar. It covers a variety of topics. It's not limited. Deaf education tends to look at grammar of English in a very confined box that is literacy. So to test on the idea of that, the deaf don't understand because it's a good measure of the schooling, because they don't do very many things in English. How we did the study? Well, so the secondary analysis, what does it mean? We had a large scale group of the come in together. We pick people and analyze them like with a lens. That was the large scale group. So the ages were about 13 to 26. And that's who we would look at, meaning high school through college. 1,000 students is the amount of students that we pulled. And the students varied in experience and skills. Some went to the deaf school, some went to the public schools, some had cochlear implants, some had hearing aids, some didn't. What did we test for? We tested to see what their English skill level was like, and to see if it would predict what their future would be like. Now we know there's a variety of different things, but we look in 3 different areas. First, life. Second, education. And third, employment. How does English predict success in life? English is linked with life independence. To see if you're feeling satisfied with your life. Well, we know this was a small part. We would test for the English link to college entrance, to see how the SAT went, to get into college, things like that. To see what their language, we would see what the average entrance of college acceptance of those students, what their English skills were like. How does English predict success in employment? We would test to see how English success was linked to employment. Now we know that people with high English skills and low English skills can both work. But high English skills, because people with both skills were satisfied with their job. Now, high English skills were linked to opportunities that had more income, more opportunities like that, and people with low English skills didn't have as many opportunities and would often earn less. Now, we would analyze and do the research covering all of it. And we did realize that English did play a role. Not a large impact, but it did play a role. It played with you getting into college, it would influence the job you would get, your income, things like that. Now I hope all of you understand the way that the school measures English literacy is not how all people would see it. I hope that you can see that English literacy has a whole lot of tools, and the goal of what it is can really influence you. I hope that this can help change the conversation and redirect it about how deaf people have English literacy, and hopefully it can change the conversation so it looks more towards all the different skills and tools that literacy has in the deaf community.